There's something I just want to test. If I take every fair value gap, will I still end up profitable? And I'm pretty sure the fair value gap is moving in the direction of the market. The side of me feels it might work. Okay, so it's the month of March and February just walked away. And as usual, this is the first day of the month. We need to take a good look at what happened last month. Let's get a good grasp of were we good, were we bad, was it a good month, a bad month, and all in all, what was last month really like? What happened? What went wrong? What went right? Right now, I am focused on making sure I try my best to get everything in order, because I want to try something stupid next month, which is this month basically. But before that, let's review the past. Okay, so last month, right off the bat, we can see I lost every single trade. Yep, every single trade was a terrible loss. That was not a nice month at all. It was not nice. Every trade was all in red. Everything February here is all red. It's all red. 5 trades, all red. I don't even know what to say, honestly speaking. I think I did not record one of them. Oh, I jumped out of this trade as soon as I went into it. Okay, I remember each and every one of this trade. So we're just going to look at it through the lenses of Notion. And I think for the first time, I'm going to switch this to full page. Yeah, full page views, just okay. Alright, so first thing first, we had the weekly view of British pounds, New Zealand dollar. Why did I enter this trade again? Okay, so we had an upward fair value gap and a downward fair value gap. And I trusted this fair value gap more than I had trust for this. Instead of sticking with what is happening recently, I was sticking with the past. So lesson learned is stick with the newest, should we call it pathway now, or newest, what should we call it? The newest tendency of price. I think that's the right word. Tendency of price. And the truth is, I was actually sticking with the newest tendency of price. Take a look at it. This was the trade I took, hoping for this high to be held and price to come here. And this was a trade I think I closed out foolishly from. This was it on the daily. I saw the fair value gap in and out. This was really prominent. Man, I was stupid. So this was the trade I bowed out from. Yeah, this was the trade I bowed out from. I remember it clearly now. Or was it? No, it wasn't. This was the trade that cost me. Oh, okay, I got wicked out on this trade. I remember this trade. I got wicked out on this trade. Okay. And then USDCAD. Was all of this month? I'm surprised. I can't remember some of those trades, honestly speaking. Okay, we have a fair value gap up. Very strong bearish move. So a fair value gap within that bearish move on the weekly. And okay, I took a sales move on the bearish fair value gap. So what happened? Okay, I walked out of this trade. USDCAD. I think this is the kind of trades we need to really go back and look at what finally happened up till now. Okay, so this trade was a total flop trade. Luckily, I walked out of it early enough. Ooh, that's some badass. You can see that right there. I'm glad I walked out of this trade. Honestly, I am glad I did. Remember this was the entire premise of the trade. You can see I can always draw my premise back over and over again. Every single time I do, it's easy for me to remember this is exactly what I did in a trade. Alright, so the fair value gap, was there an in and an out? Let's check it right here. Yes, there was an in. Yes, there was an out. But it was not within this space. It wasn't within this space. It has to be within this space for it to be respected. So it was actually, but this was within this 4 hours. You can see it. There was the in, and then there was the out. This is the out. And what do you notice? You notice something is this. What do you notice? This remains protected. So if this is doing what it's supposed to do, basically, I mean, if it's doing what's following the rules, then we are likely going to bounce off this point, and we're going to continue this rally all the way. Where is I can't find my drawing tools. Okay, right here. So we're going to continue this rally all the way. Maybe something like this, something like this, something like this, probably. But there's a high tendency the rally is for this high. There's just a high tendency. It's not as if it's meant to happen. Just a high tendency. So I honestly don't have anything to say. I'm just glad I took myself out of that trade without taking in as much terrible loss as possible. So something else was the next one. The next trade is AUDUSD. Okay, let's see what this trade was like. So on the monthly, we had this tendency of this. Oh, I was doing a liquidity test. Yeah, I remember this trade was a liquidity test, and I felt it was going to be a liquidity run rather than a liquidity raid. Turns out that the market gave me a severe. Was this? This was not Australian dollar USD. Oh yeah, the land where I lost a lot of money this month. I remember this one now. And we can see the trade is all negative. It came back, hit the stop loss, but luckily I didn't let it hit stop loss. I think I closed out just close to stop loss. I was supposed to lose $51. And then which is this? Yeah, this is the one that pissed me off. This is the one I went out of the trade while I was supposed to stay in it. This is the one I was supposed to keep fit. Alright people, so that's it. 5 trades of the month, all losses because there was impatience and then there was also wrong analysis. What do I have for the next week? Well, I have 2 strategies for next week, honestly speaking. Not liquidity runs or raid, absolutely not. There's something I just want to test, and I'm pretty sure the side of me feels it might work. I mean, so we all know fair value gaps, right? We all know fair value gaps are things that shows us the direction of order flow in the market, right? If I take every fair value gap, will I still end up profitable? I mean, because the fair value gap is moving in the direction of the market. So even the one that goes against the market should be fewer than the ones that go for the market. So I want to test, just this testing for the next 1 week. Theory test. Testing it practically, see whether it works. Every single fair value gap I find on the 4 hours, probably on GBPUSD, I'll try that on GBPUSD. Every fair value gap I find on the 4 hours, I'll just take it blindly and we'll aim for a 1.5 RR. That's it. And I expected this video to be longer than this, but well, we just did the recap of the entire trades I took. Now let's do a recap of the market trends for last month basically. And if you see, I only traded 3 currency pairs: British pound, New Zealand, USDCAD, and the Australian dollar, US dollar. So let's go. We have the British pound, New Zealand, GBPNZD, the Australian dollar, and the USD Canadian dollar, right? Yeah, USD Canadian dollar. So what was the trend for the last week basically? We don't even need to look at the weekly. You can see clearly here it was bullish, strongly bullish. on the British pounds, New Zealand dollar. On the Australian dollar, US dollar, it was heavily bearish, and I think it's similar chart on the USD. On the US dollar against the Canadian dollar, it was bullish. Okay, so that was last week. What's the expectation for next week? Currently, I don't have any, so I'm supposed to do research, and by tomorrow would have something to look out for and see and say, okay, these are expectations for next week in the markets. But I do not want to really have any expectations for next week, because I mean, next week for me is literally a test week. I'm just doing trial and error throughout next week. It's a full test week. I'll focus on one pair, the British pound USD dollar, and we're going to play with every single fair value gap we find on the 4 hours. Every single fair value gap we find, we just jump in blind. 1.5 RR, we'll move on to the next. Another one appears, and we stomp into it. I think I'm going to take this trade tactics for like a week or two, see how it ends. I have a feeling it's going to be positive. But if you think it's wrong or you've tried it out before, you can leave a comment below. Give me a tip of your experience. I want to know what it really looks like, if it's something that is worth even going out to test for. Then also I'm learning Bernd Skorunpinski demand and supply. I want to understand exactly where demand is, exactly where supply is on the chart. Not like you won't know, nobody knows where it is on the chart, but on the chart everybody can at least tell, oh, this looks like consolidation, probably a base. I know it's a base rally base rally. I know it's a rally base rally and a drop base rally. Okay, there are 4 actually. There's a drop base rally base rally, rally base drop. That's 3 basically. That's 3. Yeah, so I want to understand those 3 demand and supply zones and just be able to use it. Basically, that's the plan for the next week and probably the next 2 weeks. If 1 week is not enough, we extend. If 2 weeks is not enough, we extend. The game here is to learn and learn as much as possible, probably as fast as possible, but I actually just want to get the quality understanding rather than the quantity. So let's see how it goes. For this and for now, I tell you thank you for watching and peace out.